India is very money conscious. The builder will invite you and say, look, go and offer this service. So this is what we said, okay, let's try and do this. He says, हाँ, ठीक है, ले लो.
Hi Uday.
Hi.
If you could quickly give us your introduction and what was the concept behind starting Nemmadi and what is Nemmadi?
Perfect. So for the people who are familiar with South Indian languages, in the vernacular, Nemmadi means peace of mind. That's what we try to give all our customers. Okay. If you were to look at the services that we offer, we started off with providing home inspection to an individual customer. So if Musafir was to look at buying an apartment today, the general process is they start making payments, and before the last tranche of payment is made, the builder will invite you and say, look, you need to take a look at your apartment. Is it in a good state? If you're okay, then you can take over. So then the home owner will then go and say, okay, I'm going to look at my apartment. The way that it works today is you either have a friend, a bhanja, a bhatija, or somebody who goes over and says, हाँ, ठीक है, ले लो. We saw that this was a disorganized market and not many people provided this service. So we said, let us go and provide professional service where we have engineers who go and offer this service. So we have our engineers who use an app that we have designed and developed to go and perform a technical audit of their property to give you a visual report so that the homeowner can then give it to the builder to make sure that the property that he takes is as was promised. This is a short. I'll give you a longer version later.
Sure, not a problem at all. What were the challenges you faced or what made you start Nemmadi?
Perfect. So I came back to India from Europe in 2009, end of 2009. I joined my father's company called Uday Prakash Project Management Consultants, and they've been in this business for about 40 years now. As a part of that PMC, as a part of that organization, we were conducting project management for a lot of residential projects. We had a lot of people come to us and say, look, you're doing CPMC or PMC. Can you also help us do a quality audit of the projects that we are taking over? At that juncture, we couldn't do this because it would have been a conflict with the parent company. When we started seeing a lot of these people come to us, we said, let us start a new company in itself. And after having found the apt name Nemmadi, we started a new legal entity and we started offering this service. In fact, our first customer was in Chennai. We, three of us, Mr. Suresh, Ms. Divya, myself, and maybe a couple of others, we took a train, went to Chennai, provided the service, and then came back. That was our first customer. And that was the first year we only had one customer. Second year we had three. And then after that we've started. Today we are doing about 120, 130 individual customers in a month. So.
Superb. Home inspections are relatively new in India.
Yes.
So what have been your thought process in terms of educating people on doing a home inspection?
India is very money conscious, price conscious society. Even if you go to buy vegetables, if you go to buy clothes, slippers, you have a lot of people who look at the value that is given to you and also what it costs to do that. Unfortunately, today, where in the Indian diaspora, people buy an apartment majority once in their lifetime. This is when they save up and they buy. They don't have the gumption to ask the builder, am I getting what I've been promised or am I getting what I've been paid for, right? So this is what we said, okay, let's try and do this. Even today, very few people actually stand up and say, look, I'm paying you 1 crore, 50 lakhs, 2 crores, 3 crores. I want to know the project that I'm getting or the apartment that I'm getting is actually what was promised. So that's what we're trying to educate our customers. It is well within your right as a consumer to ask the builder whether whatever has been promised to you is what you're getting, right? So that is the premise of this whole service that we provide. And slowly we've started talking to a lot of customers. South of the Vindhyas, people are very open-minded. So we've been offering this service now in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Goa, Coimbatore, Indore, Noida, Hyderabad and Bombay. So we've been doing this slowly it's picking up. But there is still a huge gap in people's minds whether they can actually take the service. More importantly, people don't know what to search for. Home inspection as a term is very new. So how do you make videos? How do you make content for people to understand when they don't know what they're looking for?
Absolutely. So to put it in short, if I have to say, your services are a pre-mortem for anyone who is looking at a home inspection, okay, in terms of, because they don't know these services are available in market, and you guide them to do those services.
So we essentially, quote unquote, help a home buyer get what they were promised and pay for what they get. Okay. This is what I'm talking about is only an individual home buyer.
Correct.
We also offer services for
that was
a
what
society.
I wanted to understand.
Right? For a society.
Okay.
In short, when a society or a resident welfare association is formed, then the builder says, okay, now you take over this whole project.
Right.
But at that point in time, the management committee members are predominantly providing the service pro bono, but they're also working elsewhere.
Yes.
Some of them are retired, but they may or may not have the know-how or the wherewithal to actually check a whole society to take over. So we provide what is called a RWA HOTO audit, which expands to Resident Welfare Association handover takeover audit from the builder.
Okay.
So we check every square inch of the public area of a project. I'm sure we'll have a conversation on the depths of it and explain what it is.
Obviously. I mean, that sounds quite interesting for us, because with new era, new generation getting in, the scope and the focus towards independent homes have reduced, maybe because of the cost factor as well. Now people are excited about getting into apartments.
Correct.
Especially the first time home buyer who has zero knowledge on what should he look at before buying a home from a builder, or what should he ask a builder before taking the position. I think RAW plays a very important role there. So if you guys are bridging that in between, I think it's awesome. We would be excited for our audience to know about this. So we'll discuss more in detail.
Sure.
Now, do you believe that customers are beginning to understand the value of your services?
I can answer that by saying that we've helped over 10,000 individual homeowners till today. So a lot of people see the value in what we do. We have a lot of repeat customers also. People may say, what is a repeat customer when you're doing a home inspection? So let's take the example of, or the timeline where Musawwir comes to me, I do a home inspection. But then how do you know whether the builder has actually taken care of all the problems that have been identified?
Okay.
So what we say is we will do a re-inspection, or what we call as a de-snag audit.
Okay.
So this way we check what was identified and whether that has been rectified or not. We give you another report which says it has been rectified, it has been partially rectified, or it is not rectified. So this then you can use as a conversation piece to talk to a builder and say, look, I had identified X number of problems. You've only rectified so many. Please take care of the rest. As a segue, as a slight deviation, can you guess on average in a 2,000 square foot apartment, how many snags or problems we identify?
No, I don't know. I have
take a guess.
Could be about, say, 10 or 12.
On average, we identify 168 problems in a 2,000 square foot apartment.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now imagine if it's a villa.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Let us break that down a little more. How many apartments as a percentage do you think have problems with dampness?
As a general perception, when I want to go to a topmost developer, assuming there wouldn't be problems like this?
30% of all apartments have some sort of a problem with dampness.
Okay.
See, the reason is that not that the builders are trying to shortchange you. What we should understand is every builder or most builders get into an agreement with a contractor.
Obviously, because they are not constructing, they are also outsourcing it to
Correct.
Some A-rated contractors.
So a contractor then gets a subcontractor for tiling,
Okay.
for plumbing, for electrical, etc. So now we don't know, or we don't have a short list of all the subcontractors. So the subcontractor may have shortchanged the contractor, who in turn will pass the job on to the builder, who in turn gives you a product. So we can't lay blame directly on the builder, but we need to understand how the system works. So now, how do we know what to do? So we are able to then pinpoint that the problem lies with the plumbing, a problem lies with waterproofing, a problem lies with the dado, which is where the builder will take care and then give a product that is of good value to the homeowner.
Just to ask you, I'm sure you've been working with a couple of builders as well, person in terms of when RAWs have gone to the builders.
RAWs are
correct.
Yeah.
RWS have gone to the builders, okay, and forecasted these are the common problems. So has any good builder approached you saying, guys, before we take over from the subcontractors, would you come and check, or would you take up these services for us?
We are talking about two and now a third different service offering. So to not confuse the audience, we have what is called as a home inspection for an individual customer.
Right.
That is a B2C.
Yes.
For us, for Nemmadi, it is a
Yes.
B2C,
Yes.
business to consumer or customer.
Yes.
So if you as an individual were to take, you will take home inspection.
Sure.
If you and your 200 other neighbors who elect a management committee,
Sure.
and then as a society come to us,
Yes.
we perform what is called a RWA HOTO audit.
Okay.
Whereas if there is a forward looking or a forward thinking builder, they themselves will come to us and say, look, we have this project that is about to be handed over. We want you to audit
Okay.
and give us a report so that we, when we hand over the project to individual homeowners, is problem free.
Right.
We offer that also. We also call that as a third party quality audit for a builder.
Okay.
Whereas we should clarify that if we have done this to a third party quality audit to a builder, we will not be able to do that for a homeowner, because then it becomes a conflict. So we don't, if we have provided this service to a builder, we don't do it for a home inspection. But whereas if we are providing for a consumer or a customer, then we will tell the builder that we can't do it for them because we are already doing it for them.
Correct. So there's a conflict, but yeah, there is a provision for it to be done, is what you are saying.
That is true.
Absolutely. Very important factor as India still RERA being in its incubation stage. Okay. Though RERA is promising so many things for home buyers. Why RERA has not mandated these kind of services?
So
their rule book?
RERA is a fantastic idea.
Yes.
It is something that has been made for the benefit of the society. RERA Maharashtra, RERA Karnataka are in the forefront. We are doing a lot of work. I've actually gone and met the MahaRERA head. We had a conversation with them. This was a couple of years ago. Very forward-thinking gentleman.
Okay.
Unfortunately, since RERA is a government entity, they cannot say that one particular private party will be responsible for all these things.
Correct.
Also, we should understand that for RERA to have some amount of bite, there needs to be general following and people need to fight for their rights. That's happening in Bangalore, that's happening in Bombay. And as you know, in a democracy, it takes time, but we are moving in the right direction. However, people should be aware that RERA has mandated that quality is in the ambit of the builder minus wear and tear for 5 years from possession.
Correct.
So when that is the case, for the homeowner to know what is the status of their apartment, they can always come to us as Nemmadi. We will provide them a report. Now, what they should also realize is this report is not subjective. It is objective in nature, based on the National Building Code, based on the Bureau of Indian Standards, based on industry practices, and what we've done for so long, so that we were able to tell the homeowner what is missing.
Yes. Okay. What are some of the underrated aspects of home maintenance that can significantly enhance property value over time?
So now what we're going into is the value of a property post inspection, post possession, post maintenance, extra all of that, right? As Nemmadi, we come into until the homeowner or the society takes over. By and large, what we would always suggest is, please make sure that you have all your plumbing lines, your electrical lines and everything checked. You have the person who is in charge from your FMS, facilities management, or your own plumber, take care of these things. Look at cracks that form, because any new building over a period of time, because of settlement, because of weather cycles, etc., has cracks that develop.
Okay.
Now, once this happens, it needs to be rectified in time. You need to also inform the association to make sure that it gets rectified in time. As you would take care of your vehicle or you would take care of your own belongings,
Correct.
You need to take care of your property also. It needs to be done in a cyclical manner. It needs to be done. So maybe you take care of your hob, right, every week. You take care of your exhaust fan every month. You take care of external paintings every year. Things like that. You need to just have a checklist and take care of it. It is something that needs to be done. Not very sexy to do, but it needs to be done.
Absolutely. I mean, the points you highlighted now just came in mind. India is also evolving towards investor-centric kind of investments. I've heard outside India, flipping of properties is one such concept. They've been doing it for ages. People who are looking at investments, owning a second, third, fourth home as investments, are into flipping. Now we see the trend in India as well. Do you feel Nemmadi will fit in for such people? Because their idea is they pick up a building, they redo that and they sell it for profits. So you guys will play an important role there?
So that will come into what is called the secondary market.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So we will look at a couple of things that Nemmadi can provide service or can be of value. One is the loan. So if you have a bank that is providing a loan,
right.
We have spoken to banks, but they need to open their vision and broaden their horizon and say, yes, this is something that can be taken, because why should the bank take the onus of looking at the quality of a property before they give a loan? They can say, okay, Nemmadi will go take a look at the quality. If the quality meets certain standard, then X percentage of the total value of the property can be dispersed as a loan. That is one thing. Then you also have insurers. For an insurance company to provide a loan or to provide an insurance on the loan, they need to understand the baseline of the quality of the property. We are always there. We can give you the status today, because tomorrow when an insurance claim comes, either the insurer or the insuree should have a baseline to compare against.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
we can say, look, this is something that you can look at and provide. And when there is a resale happening, you can give the buyer peace of mind, or you can give them comfort that, look, this property has been checked for parameters mentioned in this particular document and says that this falls within these parameters, so you can go ahead for the purchase. So these are the three different things that we've been talking to in different people. We actually have one particular agency who come to us with regular projects,
okay,
where they buy a particular property, they redo it, and then they say, okay, look, we've done this, can you please take a look? Because at the end of the day, the end consumer, my consumer's consumer, needs to have confidence in the person who's selling something. If they're taking this extra step of making sure that the project that they are buying is meeting their standards, it is a small step that can improve the value add that they are giving to the end consumer drastically.
Amazing. So I get an idea on this saying, as you rightly pointed out, approach to financial institute could be on financing the independent home or the villa or whatever, could be on a secondary market as well. Mortgages are what we call them, and the insurance company. I think if these financial institutes take a call on this, has to be a parameter, in terms of validating these are what. Like for example, today someone to get a valuation, either they'll go to a merchant banker or they would go to a certified valuers, to validate. That's how bank does their mortgage. Do you think in near future you will have certified audit institute, company or individual people who will be mandated or who will be certified by this financial institute to certify independent home, could be resell, a new home or whatever?
Let us take a step back.
Okay.